time for Edge on the Clock. The Mecklenburg County Sheriff is making it easier to get gun permits. Some of these changes include mailing permits to customers to eliminate visits to the sheriff's office and a new interface that reduces duplicate entries for new applicants. A lawsuit accuses the sheriff of intentionally delaying issuing concealed carry permits and gun purchasing permits. The sheriff's office says that the backlog in permits stems from the medical offices that review mental health checks charity. So Sheriff Garry McFadden at the Mecklenburg County Sheriff's Office is saying, I'm not trying to keep people from getting their gun permits, but there's a process here and there's a backlog. And I know that there are so many people who would say, that's okay, take your time. We want to make sure that the people who are getting guns are mentally healthy and all of the T's have been crossed and the I's have been dotted.
Yeah, and that definitely needs to happen, especially in the day and time that we live in. Like, you have to vet people who are going to own firearms. You know, it's not political, it's not any of that, it's humanity. We have a responsibility to ourselves, our families, and each other to make sure that we're doing everything to keep each other safe. And guns in the wrong hands of the wrong people, it has proven to be disastrous.
Over and over and over again. Steven Tyler is formally named in a lawsuit where a woman, now 65, claims the 74-year-old star used his fame and status to groom, manipulate, and sexually assault her when she was 16. The woman claims Tyler plied her with drugs during their relationship and pressured her into an abortion. She is seeking an unspecified amount of compensation and a trial. The details of this charity I was reading are really serious. That he at one point asked her parents to sign over legal guardianship to him.
That's the part that got me.
There's a lot of R. Kelly stuff going on in here.
It is. When I read the article too, that's literally what I said. I'm like, oh my gosh, this feels like R. Kelly all over again.
Yeah.
And how people with influence, money, power continue to manipulate, abuse, and get away with it. But then also the responsibility of the parent. Your parent is supposed to protect you, love you, care for you, not sell you off to the highest bidder. And she was a teen, right?
She was a teenager. She was 16,
And then he openly admitted it in one of his memoirs or something like that, right?
There's a book about, this all happened in the 70s. So granted, there was a much less talked about understanding of these sort of scenarios. The culture was very different. Not that excuses it or makes it right, but we know better now. We hopefully are starting to do better now. It'll be interesting to see if that happens here.
Yeah, this is sad. And also, again, the trauma that she's experienced, hopefully she's getting help for that, but her speaking out will hopefully help her heal and help other people who have been victimized come forward. Not necessarily allegedly by him, but I just mean in general.
In general, yeah. And now for something entirely different. Derek Jeter reveals that he wore his teammates' gold thong to break out of a hitting slump, and it worked. Jeter made that confession during a segment called True Confessions on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. Guests are given 2 envelopes, one containing a true embarrassing story, the other one containing a false story. The story he pulled read, I once wore a thong in public in front of thousands of people, which everybody said, oh, that can't be true. And he said, nope, it is.
I mean,
if it works, it works.
You got to get it while the getting is good. And apparently he was in a slump, and his teammate told him that these gold thongs in the locker help. And to be clear, I read a little bit further, and it did say that he wore them on top of his shorts during the game, so people wouldn't have seen them. But still, I mean, it worked.
But also, like, on top of your boxer briefs, it feels very uncomfortable to think about.
It does, but athletes are weird and very superstitious, and now that it worked, I mean, go get yourself some gold thongs. Maybe I, maybe I need to go get myself some.
Maybe I have them on right now, Charity.
Oh. Talk about a good luck charm.
Yeah. Do you have a good luck charm?
You know what? When we talked about it earlier, I didn't think I did, and then it hit me. My good luck charm is this little poppy that my nieces gave me. Yeah, they were fussing about in the car one day, and I was giving them the "We're sisters, we don't fuss and fight" speech.
Yeah.
And when I got out of the car, they were like, "Auntie," and they had given me a little note with this little poppy, and I said, "You know what? I'm gonna put it in my wallet."
Sweet.
And I realized it's with me all the time. So
That's your good luck charm.
it is.